The first time I ever had an Eggs Benedict was at the News Cafe in the Miami South Beach. Gianni Versace was still around, and he used to drink his coffee and read the morning paper there. It was not only my first, but also the best Benedict I ever had. And today we are going to make our own Eggs Benedict. But first, I would like to share with you how to eat eggs a healthier way. Everybody is concerned about eggs and cholesterol. But the egg is a natural whole food. Yes, there is cholesterol in the egg yolk, but it is also rich in lecithin. And lecithin is a nutrient that is sold as a supplement to reduce your cholesterol level. But the egg already has lecithin in its natural form. But there is a trick. Lecithin only works if it hasn't been cooked. So a healthier way to eat eggs are sunny side up with a runny yolk, soft boiled or poached, the way we are going to serve it today. As long as the egg yolk is running, you shouldn't be worrying about the cholesterol. Okay, we are going to start by making basil pesto. We will need 1.5 cups, 1.5 lightly packed cups of basil leaves. You can mix basil with spinach if you care for more vitamins and minerals. I like to add a little bit of vinegar to the water because vinegar will kill some bacteria and neutralize some enzymes. This way pesto will last a few days longer and also will better keep the nice green color. Also we will need some toasted pine nuts. If you don't have pine nuts, you can always use toasted walnuts, a very good alternative. Or don't use nuts at all, the pesto still will come out very delicious. So put some nuts in a pan, heat the oven to 325 degrees. When it reaches 325 Fahrenheit, put the nuts in the oven and check after 6 minutes. Move the nuts around a little bit and put it back in the oven. Depending on the quantity of the nuts and the type of nuts you are toasting, it may take an additional 2 to 6 minutes. So about 8 or 12 minutes total. Make sure you check every 2 minutes so that the nuts don't get burned. And when you see a nice yellow or golden color and it smells really good, the nuts are ready. Of course, I just faked the entire toasting process, but I wanted to save time, and at the same time I wanted to show you in action how it's done. Not the faking part, you already know how to do that, but the toasting part. We will need a small amount of nuts, only about 1/4 or 1/3 of 1 cup. Let me turn the pan for our vegetables. Let's put the nuts in a food processor or a blender. Squeeze the water out of the basil leaves. Add 2 garlic cloves, about half a tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar, half a tablespoon to 1 tablespoon. Be very careful with salt. Start with 1/4 teaspoon, only 1/4 of a teaspoon. You can add salt always later. Black pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon, and about 3 tablespoons or more, you can always add more, of grated parmesan. And we will need about 3/4 cups or 6 ounces of olive oil. Olive oil is very nice and healthy, but I myself will use avocado oil because I have a friend, Donaldo, visiting me from France right now, and he loves everything that has avocado in it. So I'm just going to give this entire batch of pesto to him as a gift. A gift of food never fails. I suggest that you double the recipe and give half of your pesto to someone you know. Believe me, they will really appreciate it. We're going to blend the pesto or the ingredients for about 1 minute until it's nice and smooth. It's very good. Everything is perfect. Next we will need 3 thick tomato slices. One reason why we want them thick is because when we're frying the tomato, they get a little bit soft. And it will be hard to flip them. Nice. Next thing, we will need asparagus. Actually, we're going to serve the Benedict 3 different ways. The first one with asparagus. The asparagus tops are nice and tender, and we are going to use only the tops. These ends are very hard to chew because the skin is thick, but you can always peel it with a potato peeler and eat it in a salad or just dip it in pesto or mayonnaise. And the third one, the third Benedict, we will serve with just extra cheese. Let's shave some parmesan. Okay. And I forgot to mention the Canadian bacon. The most popular way to serve Eggs Benedicts. Let's add it to our frying pan and give it nice color. Next thing is the most important part. We're going to poach the eggs. I have here 2.5 inches of water, and it's not bubbling heavily and it's not flat. There is a little bit movement on the surface. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar. It's a very important part. Vinegar will help to keep the eggs from breaking up in the boiling water. The eggs have to be at room temperature and very fresh. If you had eggs sitting in the fridge for several days, you still can use it. A long time ago, I've learned this trick from one of the Julia Child's cookbooks. You put the eggs in the boiling water for about 6-7 seconds. They will firm up a little bit and you can use them as if they were fresh. Let me check on our vegetables real quick. Okay, let's flip the asparagus so it's cooked nicely all the way around. Our bacon has already nice color, and the tomato slices are getting cooked too. Very nice. Okay, let's poach the eggs. We'll break each egg into a small cup to make sure the egg yolk is not broken. If the egg yolk is broken, you cannot poach the eggs. And we'll just put the egg into the boiling water. Okay, first one. Second one. And the third egg. Oops, I dropped it too fast, but it's still taking shape. Let me help it a little bit, just a little bit. While the eggs are poaching, let's toast the English muffins. And let me tell you another interesting thing about the eggs. Eggs are probably the richest natural source of choline. Choline is another nutrient, and again it's sold as a supplement to improve and to maintain our memory health. But the best way to influence person's memory is for a woman to consume foods rich in choline while she's pregnant, when the baby's brain is just beginning to form. Makes sense, right? Anyway, a future mother can easily influence whether her child will have just an average or a phenomenal memory. I wish my mama had all those Eggs Benedicts or added an egg yolk to her power smoothies. Well, anyway, let me raise this cup to the next generation with phenomenal memory. Okay, let's take a look at how our eggs are doing. It's been just over 3 minutes. Always put the eggs on a paper towel first. You don't want for all this water to end up in your breakfast plate. So now the muffins. It is always good to put little butter on them. Maybe mayonnaise is a good idea too. Anyway, let's put now hold on a second. Let's put the tomatoes on top of our well-toasted English muffins so that we can serve it just like the great Mr. Versace used to enjoy it. Little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Never forget to salt your food. Now, Canadian bacon, asparagus, and the last item is all this parmesan for the cheese lovers. Very nice. And now we can, okay, the eggs. Sometimes you get the pieces of the egg white hanging, and it is nice to get rid of them. You just take the scissors and you trim it. These hanging egg whites are called parachutes. Just to cut them off with scissors and make it look nice and pretty. Cut off the parachutes and put the egg on top of the English muffin. Sometimes these parachutes get pretty large. And by the way, for most people, this will be the only opportunity in the entire life to handle a parachute. And you don't even have to be flying. Anyway, let's take a look now. The most important part. Our basil pesto. Our delicious basil pesto that will make all the difference. Okay, let's take a look at what we have created here. Look at all these cholesterol fighting and memory boosting egg yolks. Perfect poaching results. This is a perfect breakfast to start any day.